All right, welcome. We're back home. We're back home, ladies. So, I wanted to do this recording a little bit different because when we were at spring boot camp, I dove into my topic, family and children as the reason. And what happened as we were doing those breakout sessions was something so beautiful. And to be honest, I just didn't feel like I could record it. I didn't feel like I could record it. There were some incredible, amazing conversations that were happening and really diving deep into our own family situations and things that we can do in our own home. Incredible brainstorming sessions, it felt like, maybe coaching sessions that happened spontaneously, and just a lot of heart that was involved. And so here I am back home in my office, and I'm excited to share this training with you. Um, on the basis of everything, when we're thinking about family and children as the reason, this has been an evolving topic for me. I started my business when I was 19 years old. It was all about me, like all about me. And in the back of my mind, actually, the night I signed my agreement, in the back of my mind, I knew that this was the opportunity that was going to allow me to live out that dream and vision that I had to be the kind of wife and mother that I want to be, that I wanted to be even then, 20 years ago, right? Um, to see how having something like this opportunity, along with developing as a young woman and into a woman, into a wife, into a mother, um, having this opportunity alongside of it has been such a gift because there is a way to make it work. There is a way to make it work, but on the basis, on the foundation of everything is putting God first, having your family second, and then having your career third. In that order, things just work. Things just feel right. And out of that order, things just feel off, right? um, and when I was given this topic to share at Spring Boot Camp, I have to be honest, I've never been so excited to share or create a training. I don't think I've created a training so quickly as I have for this topic. So I'm excited to dig in. This is genuinely who I am. This is genuinely what I'm passionate about. And I feel like I need to give you a disclaimer. Warning. I am not perfect. Okay. I am not perfect. My family is loud. There is bickering between the kids. There are messes in my house, and it is all real life, right? It's all real life. And yet, I feel like each of our journeys, we have so much to learn from each other. So I hope that maybe some things that I have picked up or pieces that I've put together throughout the process um, can just maybe be a blessing to you too. So that's where my heart is coming from in this arena, right? My story is that I was a kindergarten teacher. And there was something magical, truly, about having in the beginning of the year a group of preschoolers really come into a room and you're in charge of them. And by the end of the school year, they need to be turned into first graders. That to me was such a responsibility. Um, and I asked myself as years went on and I was teaching, I was always asking myself, how do I want to show up in the development of my children, of my family? How do I want to show up to my future family? And this business, this opportunity was a gift. It is a gift to allow us the opportunity to create that vision of what you want your home, your family dynamic, the way that your family functions, what you believe, how you live it out, all the things like to become a reality, right? So the impact of, and I'm kind of going to talk from a mom's perspective for a minute, um, is that the impact of the mom in a home, you can hardly even measure it. It's the heartbeat of your home, especially a mom who takes God as her, I would say business partner, but carries the spirit with her right throughout her days, throughout life, and just to realize the ripple effect that we have in a huge way on all aspects of our family and the dynamic of our home. So you're like, great, let's get to the Mary Kay part. Okay, let's do it. So, how does this directly connect to your business? It does. It directly connects to our business. I love this quote. I think about this quote often, and that is, you can do all the things. I mean, girl, you're amazing, right? You are amazing. You can do anything that you set your mind to. You can do anything. But here's the deal, you can do all the things. You can, but you can't do them all at once, and you can't do them all on your own. I need to remind myself of that. I can do anything. And I believe that. Sometimes I think that might be a curse. I can do anything, but I cannot do them all at once. And I cannot do it all on my own. So, we have this, this is what we want to do. This is what we want to build. We actually already have the most important calling that will ever be laid on our heart is to steward these children to become all that they're intended to be, carrying the spirit with us, following that lead, and helping develop the potential that was laid inside of them. Big job, big responsibility, right? The most important work that you'll ever do is within the four walls of your own home. Like, yeah, for sure. But we also have this really special opportunity that we call Mary Kay, right? And there's been a vision laid on my heart. There's probably been a vision laid on your heart and a goal that has been laid on your heart that you're excited about. And it matters. Ladies, like that goal that's been laid on your heart, it matters. And maybe we won't know why right now, right? Maybe we'll find out in the distant future how all these pieces fit together, but it matters. Our family really matters, and our business goals really matter, and they can live and be successful together. So let's talk about the elephant in the room. Are you ready? Let's talk about mommy guilt, shall we? Let's talk about mommy guilt. Let's talk about having all the things planned out and then something happens or, schedules collide and you have to have a conversation with yourself and mommy guilt sinks in over here like this, right? Um and I imagine and visualize this beautiful orchestra, right? Because balance is not a thing, but an orchestra, I can relate to. I can relate to. My 12-year-old son, I should tell you, I have a 12-year-old son. I have a 10-year-old daughter, crazy. She's 10. And then I have a 6-year-old daughter. Crazy to think that that's the ages that I'm in right now, but they're amazing. And they're, like I said, loud and chaotic and energetic and all the things. So let's just be real and dig in together. Colin plays middle school orchestra and he plays the cello. And when I hear him practicing in our dining room, like I hear the cello part, I hear his piece, and I hear the progress that he's making. And then for orchestra concert night, right, you just see the cellos over here, and there's all the other string instruments, percussion, and all the things around him. And that music, that piece that I've been hearing for the past lifetime from my front dining room, it sounds so much different when everyone plays together. And so I relate this to mommy guilt 100% because my piece is just a small piece. Just because I look on a calendar, right? I look on a calendar. And just because I say family comes first, God, family, career, it doesn't mean that I can measure it on a calendar. It means that I show up in different ways at different times. And when I do, I make them purposeful, I make them intentional. I try. I try not to be distracted by other things when I say that my attention and my intention is here, right? So it's an orchestra in that way. I am not the 100%. We can't be 100% present everywhere all the time in all the things. Like totally overwhelming and impossible, right? But things that we are there for, things that we show up for, is where our entire heart is, and it creates this beautiful music. And I think about different dynamics of our family. There are lots of people that show up for my kids at events. There are lots of people that can help me. There are lots of people who can step in and we can do different pieces of the orchestra group, right? But together it creates that final piece and the final outcome that we're looking for. But I didn't have to do all of the things. Mommy doesn't have to step in and wear a cape. I was once told, Katie, I think it's time to take your Superwoman cape off. And I said, it totally is. I need to take this thing off because I'm exhausted and I need help, right? Who can help me? Who loves my kids too? Anybody else? Does anybody else love my kids? Who loves me enough to support me? Or who can I trust to support me in different areas of my life so that I can show up in the areas I want to show up in and still build my family and still build a successful business in our home? Okay, so prioritize, prioritize my business so that it aligns with my values, right? Even coming to spring boot camp, I had to sit and have a conversation with myself. My son had a travel baseball tournament, and I instead of being present at the tournament, I chose, no one forced me, I chose to be present at spring boot camp. And as I was driving home, I may or may not have had the phone propped up over here with the play by play of the tournament games. And I tell you, I was probably cheering just as loud as I would have been if I were in the whatever, the indoor bubble where they played baseball, right? And I was able to call him between games and just talk to him about it. He was not mad or he did not feel disowned by me because I wasn't physically there. It's an orchestra and it's all beautiful. Okay, let's keep going. Do you know what I think about too? I think about mommy guilt. And I think about when I'm sitting at leadership conference. And for consultants, leadership conference happens in January. It's when the sales directors get together for a conference that Mary Kay puts on. And during the sessions, the national sales directors retire. They have their ceremony, if you will. And I may as well just pack my Kleenexes right then because what happens is the national sales director comes out. She becomes an emeriti, and it's touching to hear her Mary Kay journey. I respect that. I love that. I think it's incredible what she's built. But then she turns to her children. Then she turns to her husband. And what shakes my core more than anything else, honestly, and you would think I knew this was coming. It just keeps happening because it's so genuine, is that when she talks about the impact that this business has had on her family, how her family dynamic has shifted, what her kids are able to do in their life because of the kind of woman she was able to show up as, because of the values and the way that she was able to teach them in her home. Um, the impact that this has on families and children when we live out our best version in this Mary Kay world, you cannot put a price tag on that. Before coming to spring boot camp, I was creating these thoughts and I asked my son, I said, what is the coolest thing or what do you find most valuable about me working my business? And I just asked him, I thought, well, this should be interesting. Let's see how this goes. And he said, without me getting emotional, we can do this. He said, Mom, it is just really cool that you're always there. Okay, do you remember the story that I didn't go to the baseball tournament? He doesn't even he didn't put that together. What he told me and what matters to him is, Mom, you're always there. So what that's powerful. And that's coming from a preteen, a preteen that I just love and adore. But I thought, he gets it. I actually shared a picture with Leah in one of my notebooks. I had the notebook I take my notes in for all the conferences and things, right? My daughter, Mackenzie, the 10-year-old, she grabbed onto it and she said, Mom, just thank you. Thank you. And she wrote this incredible page just of like, she was affirming me and thanking me for all of these things. And I thought, I don't know if she'd be able to even do that if she didn't watch me model it. And she is genuinely thankful. She is genuinely thankful of these things. And I, of course, had tears in my eyes. And I thought, wow, those are things I cannot replace. And to my daughter Addison, so she's 6, and I asked her, and she just, she's my little assistant. She is my little assistant. They all are, but Addie is my little assistant. And when we do the virtual events, these doors are shut, those doors are shut. Where are the doors? Those doors are shut. Well, those are glass doors, and you can't see those doors, but I, peripheral vision, mama vision, I can see out those doors right now. Did you know that? And so they will come stand at the window. And anyways, sometimes I wave them in, right? You can come in, and then they're here with me. Well, Addie likes to spin the wheel when we do virtual parties. She loves to do the wheel of names. She loves to do that. I have another story, but ways to get them involved, ways to get them connected in, and for them to feel like, yes, my doors are shut. No, you may not come in. And at this stage of the game, in the ages that we're dealing with now, they know that. Um, I've been in other stages where that didn't work. You have to think of something else, right? Um, but I have to tell you, this is um, this is important to me. In January, I got a call from Mary Kay. I had no idea what was happening. I literally had no idea what was happening. Like, I usually have an idea. I had no idea. And so the kids were on, winter break. Thank goodness they were like properly dressed and their hair was washed and they were put together, all three of them. That's a miracle. Um, so I got a call that I wanted to go onto this Zoom call with Mike Strong. And Mike Strong and I talk, and that's okay. And that wasn't super strange because I thought I knew what he wanted my whatever. What I thought is not really what happened. And I got onto the doors were all shut, right? My office space doors were shut. And I got onto this Zoom call and it was not what I thought it was at all. I thought they wanted my ideas or they didn't want my ideas. On marketing, I with images, anyways, I have thoughts and I thought they wanted to hear them. Well, they didn't. What was happening is that got onto the screen and there were so many people on there that mean so much to me in my Mary Kay life. Um, and then I was, what is happening? What is happening? Then Mike Strong says, Katie, we just wanted to let you know that you will be named or you are being named. I don't even know what he said. But the nomination has been given and was announced for me to be Miss Go Give in May, like in 2 months for 2023 for seminar this year. Okay, I lost it, like trying to keep it together, but like, oh my goodness. And then, ladies, this room isn't soundproof, right? Like in the living room, you could hear me. You could hear me. My kids were home. I knew they were in the living room and they heard this whole entire thing. And out of my peripheral vision, I saw one, I saw the second one come, and I saw the third one come, and they were all standing in that through the glass door. And I looked and I said, please come in. And I should share a picture because that's really, really profound to me. But what happened is the rest of the Zoom ceremony, I don't know what to call it, was me surrounded by them. It was magical that it happened that way and that they were able to see and they were able to be such a part of my business that I am able to tell corporate, I don't do this for the cars. I don't do this for whatever, all the things. I do this, and I told them, I do this so that we can go on experiences, vacations, trips, make memories, fill up the passport, go to the places, explore the things, pack your bags, get on an airplane, hop in the car, so that we can do things to bring us closer together and to create experiences that no other, prize or anything can give. And to explain that with them right next to me, that is my heartbeat. So I ask you, please, please, please find the heartbeat of what is your non Mary Kay goal. Like, we all know what our Mary Kay goal is, but what is your non Mary Kay goal? And I bet you that if you're watching this, if family and children is the reason is important to you, that your non Mary Kay goal is directly connected to how your profits, your commissions, your sales, your whatever, all the things, how you showing up as a better version of yourself can flood and change the lives of your family and your children. Like, change the trajectory of their lives based on how we choose to show up and grow in this business. Like, what? It's amazing, right? Okay, so let's go into I have a lot to share. So if you're done watching, then just pause and come back later. That's the cool thing. But I'm like, I could share quite a few like nuggets here too. So here are just my like top ideas, my thoughts, I guess, on how to work a business in your home, right? Creating structure where there is no structure, or I should say, creating structure where there naturally would be a lot of chaos, right? Um, you get to call the shots, and I love that. I love that I get to call the shots. I love that we get to create a workspace and have conversations about that space. So, where is your space? And during the day when you're doing your zip code work, I call it my zip code work, or I'm doing my like my virtual work. I need to create a space in your home, outside of your home, in your car, whatever is your vibe, however it's going to work for you, but so that it's a routine. Like, this is where I focus. And I had to have a conversation with my family. When this door and those doors are shut, do not come in. Like, please don't come in, because there's things happening that you might not see. And I just can't be distracted, right? Because I'm easily distracted. Um, Let me be focused. I will be back. I'm not staying in here for 8 hours. It will be like an hour at max if I'm doing a meeting or something, right? And even then, there's distractions that I can deal with. But if it's a virtual event or my own personal work time, if the doors are shut, that's just our rule. If the doors are shut, this is my time. And, I mean, if someone is screaming or if there's blood, peripheral vision, like, I got it. Don't worry. Nothing dangerous is going to happen out there, right? But getting help. My children have ever gone to child care before, but I totally have gotten help when they were littler to help me when I knew that even those distractions, I didn't want to um, muddy the waters, right? I wanted to focus in and be intentional for this short amount of time. Who can come play with my kids, or who play dates were amazing, or having a friend, a helper, Miss Kylie, a Miss Kristen, a Miss whoever, come play with the kids for a little bit so that I can just get an hour or two of focused work in, right? And blocking my time throughout the week so that it makes sense and supports me. I don't do that anymore, but I'm just putting myself back in little kid mode. That's totally how we got things done. The Sunday night brain dump. I think that there's not enough weight put to the value of truly sitting and truly dumping out my entire brain for what's coming up in the next week. I am like surprised to see like all of that was in my head. That was a lot of stuff. No wonder, right? No wonder it's so loud. But when it comes out on paper every Sunday night, or as it gets noisy again throughout the week, I'm like, I just need to dump all this out. It's too much happening. Dump it out. And then this is what I love. My goal, I turn it into a game. I really do. My goal is to turn that dump list, like all the things that are just like, the meme that says, oh, I'm going to get it wrong. But it's like, my mind is like a computer screen. There's like 72 tabs open, two are playing music, and I have no idea, like, all the things at once. That's how my brain feels sometimes. And at that moment, pause and dump it all out, get it on paper. And the game is, to me, the important things are the things that I'm going to hold on to. There's a lot of that stuff that I could delegate out and get help with, right? Delegate out as much as I can on that Sunday night list. Delegate out as much as I can and really realize, does that even need to be on my list? Like, is that even for me to be concerned with? Cross it off if not, right? But if it is up to me and if it is important that I do it, then it has to have a place to live. And that is my game. So if I look at my day, I have my brain dump list and I only look at the next day um, for all those detailed things of how am I going to structure my day. And this has been life saving. Through COVID, when we were all home, I did choose to homeschool our kids. I actually created a school in our home with 17 kids. I'm not even kidding. 17 kids. It was super fun. You could find me in the pantry eating chocolate a lot. But what happened is I had to block out my days because you wear different hats, right? Like, I'm not a Mary Kay sales director from morning till night. That doesn't make sense. So in my day, there's a morning block. And instead of doing hour by hour, I feel stressed out by that because that's really like, if you didn't do it, then where does it go? Like, I missed the hour and that thing is, fail. I failed. You didn't fail. It's okay. So instead, what I found worked for me was 3-hour chunks of time. So there's a morning block. And this is an incredible window that I'm in because I have 2 3-hour blocks that come after that I'm here alone. It's just me and my dog, which isn't always the best pairing, but here we are. And so I have those 2 blocks. And after those 2 3-hour blocks of time, there's a family block of time. And then there's a bedtime routine block of time. And I label them with the hours that they are. And inside, here's my game, inside of every block, it has a name. So if I have to do whatever the task is, I'm going to make sense of it. Okay, tomorrow I have a morning block to get the morning routine going, to take care of myself. That's where my scripture study goes. That's where exercise, shower, get ready. My accountability check-ins go up there. Where does that thing need to live? Or do I need to plug that in to one of my Mary Kay blocks? Is that something that I want to cross off my list tomorrow? And what block does it belong in? When can I do that thing? Then I have at kids activities. Well, that's the after school block for sure. And that block, I'm not going to put any Mary Kay activities in there because that says kid activities. For me, if I'm going to start mixing things, it just doesn't go well. It doesn't go well. Everything needs a place to live on my day. And if it doesn't get done, it's okay. It's okay. There's tomorrow. And I get to change that thing till tomorrow. But what's not okay is me just having this huge brain dump. Well, that hasn't been dumped. All the things in my head where I think, okay, tomorrow, I don't know what to do about tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes and you're like frozen. Like, I am so overwhelmed right now. A overwhelmed mind is paralyzed, right? And confused. And then your mind does nothing. And then you're mad. And then you resent the fact that it's like this awful circle. So that's my block scheduling. That's it. And I love it so much. Let's go to the next thing. This is like getting juicy, isn't it? I hope it's being helpful. And I wanted to let you know I am here. Like, I don't know what else I could help with, but just know that I'm here to help, listen, support, be a sounding board if it would all be helpful to you. So let's go to the next thing. And this is how to enroll our kids and our husbands, our families in general, right? So I think this is really important. And we talk about making a promise. How can we make a promise to our families that has to do with our business, like something that non-Mary Kay goal? What is your non-Mary Kay goal? How can you get it on a tracking sheet? What can you do? You guys, this is mine. Are you ready? This is mine. I make a sheet with all these boxes, and then oh, here we go. Our bingo dotter, it is the kid's job to dot the boxes, and we can see how close we're getting towards the goals, right? I tell everyone this is what we're working for. When the doors are shut, when I'm having my quiet time, I'm working. Um, this is why I'm doing it. This is why I'm doing it. This is why I'm doing it. This morning, I had a conversation with one of the kids and I was like, hey, I need this job done in our business or for my work, for my business. Could you help me with this? And you guys, it's something we want to raise capable kids, right? Kids are so smart. Kids are so capable. And so there are jobs in our business. If we said, okay, that goal that we're working on, it's really important to our family. Do you think that you could help me with a part of that? And their eyes actually light up. I mean, honestly, if you talk to them like they are a capable child, in which they are, so you're smart, you're a hard worker, I feel like you could really help me. I use that language with my daughter, and she's like, yes, I am smart. I am this, and I can help you. And I was like, perfect. Okay. A, it gives them an activity to do. They are occupied and they feel like they're helping. They are helping. But there are so many things in my business that I don't have to do. And yes, I could hire an assistant. Why? When I have three. And if those are the three kids who are benefiting with vacations and flights and all the food that goes along with all the things I work for, they can help. And they will feel pride when we cross the finish line. Not good job, mom, but we did this together. That is powerful. That's powerful. And things like making the wheel of names. I don't have to make the wheel of names. One of my kids can hop on the computer and make a wheel of names. They can come live with me. We did the spring product launch. Oh my goodness. Kenzie and Addie, no more product knowledge than your general new consultant. Like, it's amazing. I'm like, oh my goodness, all I have to do is literally sit here and keep this party moving. It was amazing. I was like, hey, why don't you talk about the charcoal mask? And she's literally talking about the charcoal mask. Now, is that something I do all the time? No, but they were so excited to come and be a part of that guest event, and they loved it. My guests loved it too. So, anyways, we did practice, and there were boundaries. For my 6-year-old, we had to practice a couple. This isn't a funny game show. This is mommy's work, okay? Um, Ladies, that's what I wanted to share. There are systems in our home. I would just say this, systems in your home that support what you want to build. And I learned a long time ago that the best way to figure this out is to sit by yourself. Again, another appointment by yourself, me, myself, and I. I said that to my kids. I'm like, I need a conversation or I need to set an appointment with me, myself, and I. And when it says, isn't that just you by yourself? And I was like, yes, exactly. So see ya. I'm out of here. I need to go think. I need to be quiet. Give me a minute. And so as I was thinking about that, I was thinking about things in your house that just bug you. And I call it my bug me list, right? Like things that just bug me. I am really bugged about whatever, like something that's in your home that just bugs you. And then instead of just like having a venting session with yourself, I take an item and I'm like, okay, which one really bugs me? Like what's something that really is like it's messing with the peace of my heart, right? Like I don't feel peaceful because I'm so bugged by whatever. And I think about that thing, and then you realize you have mama, wife, leader, you have everything it takes to create a system around the thing that bugs you so that that thing just becomes a part of a solution oriented system, right? Like for me, laundry, I cannot. Like laundry just, it's something that just bugs me, laundry. So I had to sit for a minute. Okay, how does our family, how do we do laundry in our house? Like laundry. I sat for a few minutes and just thought about laundry. And I came up with a plan that made sense to me that I thought everyone could be a part of that would take the stress and craziness away from a thing that bugged me. And not that I changed all the things that bug me, but just one. Like, okay, guys, here's what we're doing. Laundry is too much. Here's what we're going to do. This is what I think implement system. right? So I encourage you to make, not only to brainstorm your non-Mary Kay goal, not only to share that promise with your family, get something up. And if it's not something, I heard this, Katie, my Mary Kay goal is to make this amount of money so that I can pay and we can support our family financially. Yes. And then here's how we involve our kids in that situation. You know, it's going to take so many beauty sessions or so many faces per month, right? And we can come up with a tracking sheet. I don't know if it's this one. I don't know. But if we finish that, there's something in it for them too. Is it ice cream? Is it a date with mommy? Is it right? Like what they're earning something as I'm earning something. I'm providing for the family. And maybe she wants a Patty Shack date with me to go get an ice cream cone. Maybe we all go out for ice cream, or we have a special movie night, or we do something to celebrate when a pedicure. I remember I used to do manicures with my girls when goals were finished. Not just when the month was over, but when we did the work to finish it and we had the thing that we were all running after together. You guys, I hope this was helpful. This was my entire heart, and I am grateful we did it this way. I know it's longer than the 15-minute window, but maybe just maybe this is what it was meant to be all along. So I love you. I believe in you, and you've got this. We'll see you soon.